Fall is here, and instead of welcoming in the new season, we're going to talk about the season that came before. Hello everyone, and welcome to CinemaTalk, the official podcast of RuleThirds.com, and today we're talking about the summer of 2014. And also Larry's reaction. Because why not? Right?
I guess.
Yeah, why not, Larry? Let's hit the music.
I mean, it's all of our reactions.
Yeah, it's true. But let's be real here. Larry, you didn't see any of them.
Max, just cue the music, please.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
I'm just telling you guys, that was the best intro I have ever thought of in my life.
Oh, wow. Oh, if you say so.
Yeah,
you say so.
It really was. It was just bursting with ingenuity, originality, and candidness.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Candidness is a word. Yeah, candid catness. Great. All right.
Is it
guys.
Wait, is it Candace?
Candidness.
Candidness?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is entertaining.
Hey, guys, and welcome to CinemaTalk, the official podcast of RuleThirds.com. Today, again, we're going to be talking about the summer blockbusters of 2014, just going through down the list and talking about each one. It's basically our final word on the matter. But before we get to that, guys, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Solid.
Before recording?
Sean.
We're in troubles recording the intro, everybody. Someone had to have 3 takes, so I'm a little upset, but the day has been going good. Thank you for asking, Max.
You know, I'm actually in a very good mood. You guys want to know why? Yeah, of course.
I think I have a slight idea why, but
I don't think I have a choice since you kind of... Anyway, what?
For one thing, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS is coming out this Friday. I'm excited.
Indeed.
I'm bursting out of my seat. Yeah. I get to like video games too, actually, as a film critic. You actually get to like other mediums. I know, it's crazy.
Ain't that interesting?
And also, on Thursday night, I'm going to be seeing an advanced screening of a movie that we're all excited for.
Wow, you're not even going to say it.
Yeah, it's true. You don't know what you got until it's gone, Larry. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Wait, when are you seeing the advanced screening?
This Thursday. Tomorrow, as the day this recording goes up.
But it comes out Friday.
What? What?
Yeah, it comes out Friday.
You telling me Gone Girl comes out on Friday, and I'm seeing advanced screening on Thursday? But I mean, it's still an advanced screening.
But, I mean... I don't know.
Damn it! I thought it was the week after. Oh man!
And now Max has completely ruined his surprise.
Oh well,
holy crap! This episode cannot be going slower to start.
Yeah, I know. Slow. This episode is opening very slow, just like this season.
Yes,
And so, what better way to talk to address how boring this forthcoming movie season is than talk about the season that came before with summer? So, we're just going to basically start from a movie that didn't actually come out in summer, but is still very much a blockbuster. And that is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Wow, you had to like give it that.
I actually had to think about which one I was going to say without getting it right. I didn't want to get it wrong.
We couldn't get right to it. I mean, we can't move fast. No,
on this podcast.
No.
Sorry, I'm a bit.
We got to jot this out. We're at minute 5, and we better not start talking.
All right, so we already covered Captain America technically.
Yes.
We had a review for it. This was before we started our new review format. I guess we'll just restate our thoughts. I thought it was pretty damn good, and I still consider this probably in my top 5 of MCU thus far. Just for a multitude of reasons. To be fair,
there's not really that many movies to make like a top 5.
Yeah, there's like 9.
Yeah, I can still make the top 5.
Was it Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy? There's 10.
There you go. I can make 5.
So it's in your upper half.
Yes. So it's in my upper half. And considering that like some movies in the MCU are clearly better than others, it's not hard to make that upper half. But I just think that there was this. Yeah, I mean, I would easily put some films in the MCU above others distinctly. They're definitely the better players and the weak players. This is one of the better players, especially considering I thought Captain America, the first one, was pretty good. I thought it was solid, but this definitely just expanded upon it in every way possible, and just overall,
this was just like
better product.
I don't know. This felt like I think I like Iron Man 3 more. If we're talking Phase 2 exclusively, but I feel like Winter Soldier is kind of like the the best like movie. Like it just kind of it works really well in its own right. Iron Man 3 does as well. I recognize that it's just me loving that character. That would make me like it more. So I feel like I could call Winter Soldier the best, but it's close. But yeah, I loved it. I really like Winter Soldier. Saw it 4 times.
I love the Winter. I think it's like I watched it again. I run a movie club at my college, and we played it, and it's still just thoroughly enjoyable. I've watched it, I think, like 3 or 4 times now. Just an amazing movie. Like if you want to know how to write good dialogue for an action movie, you look to The Winter Soldier, and it's a great movie. Like it might be my favorite movie this year so far.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Well, I don't know what my favorite this. Oh wow, that's actually weird. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
have to figure it out.
I'd also say that Captain America: The Winter Soldier, just from a cultural standpoint, is very important because it's ushering. It might be ushering in the era of the all-year blockbusters, where
right, because this came out in March. We're talking about March.
March in Europe, like the first week of April in the United States, and with the Batman Superman Dawn of Justice movie coming out on March 25th, 2016, it might already be making some ripples. I think that movie more than anything proved that when it comes to blockbusters, people will find a way to go see it.
Yeah, also totally called it. Like DC and Marvel taking the same spot, Cap 3 and Batman vs Superman. DC was gonna chicken out before Marvel did. Totally called it.
Absolutely. Can you believe those guys actually Can you believe that DC actually shared the same date as Ant-Man originally?
Yeah.
Like they had the perfect chance to crush Marvel, and then Anyway. DC talking about aside, because we won't be talking about that for another 2 years.
I just one last thought. I want to bring just the name, the Winter Soldier. I think the Winter Soldier is important. They kind of undid it with the Guardians, but we'll get there. We got our second good villain of the MCU. Mm-hmm. The only other one. We got Loki. Now we got Winter Soldier. So
I also think that Alexander Pierce was a really good villain too. I mean,
but he wasn't the main villain.
I know he wasn't, but he was still a pretty prominent villain. Plus, he was Red. He's played by Robert Redford, y'all. Robert Redford, cool guy.
Yeah,
he's actually he has a very strong presence in my at my college, so I guess I'm gonna root for him no matter what. Anyway, so moving on to our next movie. I believe we're going a month later, correct?
What's the about?
Let me make sure there's nothing to mention in between. No saw that. No.
So
I think that's it. So go ahead and jump to YouTube.
As far as blockbusters.
Oh, actually, we could quickly mention. I quickly want to mention Transcendence. Apparently not being good. Didn't see it. Yeah. But I've taken to calling it Diet Nolan. So that's all I want to say. That's all I got.
And I guess just on a quick note, this isn't technically a blockbuster, but I did see Don Hemingway, which did come out the same day as Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this isn't blockbusters. It's just summer movies.
This is any movie that came out. Yeah.
I saw Don Hemingway. If you guys want to see Jude Law expand on his acting abilities, this is definitely the film. Very enjoyable. Not perfect, obviously. It has some issues overall, just in the construction of its narrative. But it's still fun film. It's got a lot of interesting techniques to it, and I would recommend it if you ever get the chance.
Okay, really though? Couldn't you say that about any movie? Like, it's not perfect. It's got its issues, but it's still enjoyable.
The main issue with Don Hemingway is that its narrative is very loosely put together. Instead of being one long film, it's very oddly structured as like 3 separate films. It's weird, and it's kind of jarring at times. But I think it's just a thoroughly enjoyable film. Again,
I want to check it out because I am a big fan of the original J-Law.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and also I love Sky Captain, so I might want to check it out.
Oh, thank you. Sky Captain's awesome.
Yeah, seriously, go watch Sky Captain on the World tomorrow.
It's a really good movie. Yeah. Anyway, so before you guys rant forever, can I just talk? I just want to mention Belle. I find that it was fun because I screened that at the movie theater I worked at, so I saw the ending like 10 times. So I just wanted to shout out to Belle because I saw your ending a bunch. There you go. Now go ahead and rant. I'll just eat this lollipop. I don't know.
So we go from one of the best movies I've seen this year to one of the worst, with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 releasing on May 2nd.
See, what if the twist is that I did see it and I did like it?
Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts, because I have been arguing with people over this movie for the last, month.
You saw it?
No, no.
It was hypothetical, dude. Hypothetical.
Oh, the hypothetical. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry.
Never mind.
So, where to even begin?
I don't think we can rant about it too long. Like, Larry, what was your biggest issue with the movie? Like, let's just go out. Like, what was the biggest issue?
It's hard to choose one. I mean, listen. looking back, it's not like this is a horrible film. There are aspects of it that make some parts of it redeemable. I think that Andrew Garfield's a good actor. Soundtrack's also good.
The score
for the moments
is amazing.
It actually gets to shine.
The only good part about the movie, honestly.
I mean, when it actually gets to shine, it's good. And I think Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are a great on-screen couple. I think they totally pull it off, and I just think they're both very talented actors. Everything else is just a perfect representation of how not to handle a superhero movie. And a
superhero universe, for that matter.
Yeah, and how not to introduce to us this universe. Because what's so beautiful about what Marvel did is they gave us time to take it in. Spider-Man, ASM2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 for shorthand, just throws everything at you. And it's so sloppy in every way possible. In characters, in narrative structure, in theming. It's just a mess overall, and it's really disappointing.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite critics described it as an ultra-elaborate PowerPoint presentation on the future of Sony Pictures.
Yeah, seriously. It's just that...
Well, I mean, that news report came out. Andrew Garfield said that Sony cut a lot of stuff, so hey,
exactly.
Sony.
Yeah. It's really it's a bad mark for Sony.
Right.
It really
do me a favor. As we continue, let's make our points shorter. I also thought the film was a narrative mess. I think they abused the hell out of the chemistry between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Like, just abused it, used too much of it. And the action scenes look like video game cutscenes. But man, that score is so fucking good. It's so amazing. Like, yeah. So moving on to other movies.
Hold on. Okay, what's the next one?
Neighbors?
Yes, I could do a shout out to Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Neighbors. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like this great film or amazing, like, transcendent comedy, but it was funny, I think. Very raunchy, of course. You better know that going in. I guess the one thing I would say, I was surprised that it was actually about something. Like, it had a thematic foundation, and for a raunchy kind of party comedy, that was surprising, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be screening it in a few weeks at my movie club, so I'm looking forward to seeing it for the first time.
Wait, you have a movie club?
I'm sorry if I keep mentioning that. I've been just rewatching a lot of... Shut up, Sean. Shut up.
Also, Legend of Oz looked pretty terrible. Tarzan... Oh my god, have you seen the Tarzan trailer?
That was some pretty bad mocap.
Oh, have I seen it?
Wow. And the voice, like, everything was bad. And it turned into, like, this supernatural Fern Gully. Oh, it was... Oof. What a
Okay, on lighter note, Chef came out.
Oh, yeah.
Chef is awesome.
One of my favorite films of the year, bar none. I love Chef.
Chef is great.
I love it. Max... Okay. Max really said it best. It's like, it's not a feel-good movie, it's a feel-great movie. And it really is just, it's a wonderful example of John Favreau. He's just such a talented guy.
But it does represent like the stupid argument that, like, oh, it starts out pretty slow, but once it gets going, it's great. It does do that. I wouldn't even agree with that. I think it's just good. I think it sucked me in from start to finish. I don't think it even started very slowly. I thought it started kind of bland and then just, like, went on to make it be better. But, that's just me. Let's see, what's next?
Gojira,
yeah. On second, like, I gave it a 6. I like to state now, I'd bump it a 6.5. On second viewing, yeah, I liked it a bit more. Still not blowing me away. Still bland characters and military-based story just never works, it seems. But there was enough to like, Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was I mean, it was good. Nothing I write home about, but it was good. And maybe it certainly had something to say and whatnot. It was certainly interesting, and it didn't like just go for like it didn't go for like the easiest way of just like Godzilla attacking. It actually went to try and say something about just humanity and what we've made. Not so much an environmental message, but more like just a message about how we control the Earth and whatnot. I think it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's forgettable. I think this is the unfortunate
problem. I would say, honestly, even if I didn't think it was any good, I don't think it would be a forgettable movie. I think it does. I think it just Godzilla's presence alone, it makes it a memorable movie.
I don't know. I mean, personally, as someone who's seen other Godzilla films and other monster movies, I think it's pretty mediocre. Even when you take into... I love how they did Godzilla. I love the battle scenes. Those were fun. But just overall, it's just so... It's bland. I found it to be bland. In fact, when I was thinking about all the movies I saw this year, I could barely even remember I saw Godzilla. In fact, I don't even remember the score I gave it.
Really?
I don't even remember. I think it was maybe
because
6-ish in the 6 range.
I'm still gonna say that fight scene is still probably one of my favorite scenes of this year that I've seen so far.
Sorry, I've seen quite a few amazing blockbusters and films this year. It just doesn't compare, in my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah. I'd like to do one quick shout out if we're moving on.
Sure.
$1 Million Arm. Never saw it, but I stumbled across the world premiere in LA.
Oh yeah, I remember we were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. So it was just fun. Like, now I have this tie to the movie, even though I have no interest in seeing it, and I didn't see it.
It still looks pretty offensive. Still looks pretty a bit like these guys don't know what technology is because they're not from America.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong because there was literally nothing was said about it when it came out, and nothing has been said since. So maybe it wasn't offensive. It was just maybe it was just average. I don't know. Whatever. But moving on, I think it's good to just jump ahead to May 23rd with the release of my forgettable movie of the summer.
Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me?
Oh god. Okay, this is probably the most debated film we've had this year. That's not saying that much because we didn't really debate this that much, but me and Sean really liked X-Men Days of Future Past.
I love Days of Future Past.
I would go to far. It's probably one of my favorites of the year, and Max just didn't.
I found it to be good.
See, I think the core of why I love the movie is that I don't think I've ever seen, at least not recently, such a character-driven blockbuster. Every single plot point was caused by someone. It wasn't just happening. Again, Star Trek Into Darkness, I look back, I still like it, but I would bump it down. I had it as my favorite movie last year. I wouldn't anymore. Because that's one of my big problems. Stuff just kind of happens. It's not character-driven, which is really good to have your characters driving the plot. Days of Future Past, everything. Everything is driven, and it's just, it's great.
It's great.
It doesn't focus on Wolverine. It focuses on the real stars, McAvoy and Fassbender, and Jennifer Lawrence is great in it. And she actually turns out to be probably the most supported character in the movie, which was good. Sure.
I think there's so many other things that's great about it. Not just the fact it's character driven, which is great. There's so many characters, but yet it never feels overpopulated. It always feels like everyone gets a good amount of screen time. The action set pieces in this movie are just phenomenal. Specifically the last one with Magneto. I'm not going to spoil what he does, but it's pretty crazy. And it's probably one of my
he does in the trailer.
Well, that's not the only part of that action scene. The trailer part. He does quite a bit more.
Yes.
That's probably one of my personal favorite scenes. How you guys feel about that Godzilla scene? That's how I felt about that scene.
Well, I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but okay.
It's just such a good example of someone other than Marvel still being able to handle a superhero timeline perfectly well.
You mean an MCU? Because it's
wait, what? Are you talking about the mangled mess that is the X-Men film timeline?
This movie
I
isn't
said
mangled.
handle it.
Well, the movie isn't, but the timeline is just...
We're talking about how the movie works with the timeline.
I'm talking about how the movie handled the timeline. Not the timeline. It's pretty messed up. I'm talking about how the movie, quote-unquote, fixed the timeline.
Yes.
But yeah, great movie.
Okay, fine.
So we're moving on to May 30th.
I think there are other things that came out on the 23rd, weren't they?
No, not on the list we're looking at. Not that I saw.
Blended.
Did you really want to bring up Blended?
No.
A long discussion on Blended.
No, jeez. Yeah. Maybe we're on May 30th, and here we go.
Okay. I don't want this to turn into a giant shout-off. I thought Maleficent was decent. It did what it needed to, but I'm not passionate about it. Of course, I'm disappointed because I think there was a lot more potential to it. But I don't think it deserves a lot of crap some people are giving, Larry. I guess my case is that it's... I don't know. Maybe... Okay, it could have been way worse.
That's not a good way to argue a film. I'm just saying.
No, but still, I feel like you guys take for granted how badly this could have been pulled off.
So it could have been
something
horrible,
decent. Yeah. When we get something decent, don't. Fine, Larry, rant.
I know. Hold on. Why does it get to be you and Larry? I want to throw my ring in or throw my.
I didn't know you even saw it.
I see it. I saw it.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know it.
Yeah, I thought it was just very muddled. Just very it was ambitious. It was interesting, but it was just kind of muddled.
I will never deny its biggest problem was the direction, where it was just kind of all over the place. It felt weak overall, the entire time. You could tell this was a director who had not directed before.
Yeah, non-existent
However, I think the core makes it work well enough. I'm not going to call it a good movie, but I'm going to say I don't regret seeing it. It does more good than bad.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to say the most definitive thing I can say about Maleficent is that it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just,
Yeah, this is my least favorite film of the year so far. I don't go out of my way to see bad movies. I just think that this film...
Really? You thought this was worse than The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Oh my god, miles. Just because there are so many... Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Granted, not a good film, but at least Garfield and Stone do well, and at least the action scenes keep me invested, and at least, it really felt like somebody was actually trying to make something happen. Granted, it failed utterly, miserably, blame Sony, but they were trying. Maleficent
was obviously trying.
It was trying to do something that shouldn't have been attempted.
What were you thinking it was going to attempt?
It takes a boring story in general. I never found Sleeping Beauty to be a captivating Disney film. Still don't. Even after rewatching it, it's pretty boring. I wouldn't recommend it. It takes a boring story and makes it even more boring. I was not interested in anything that was going on.
There was infinitely more conflict in this over Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that doesn't make it good conflict.
It makes it more engaging. You can't be bored.
Not to me.
With so much more going on. You can't be more bored, I should say.
To be fair,
there's objectively more going on, like indisputable, unarguable more going on in Maleficent.
That doesn't mean that I am more interested in what's going on.
It just means that I have a hard time. Okay, look, early Disney films have this, like, the philosophy behind it was pretty much, here's animation, oh yeah, story. Like, that was Disney's mindset for, like, Dumbo, Pinocchio, Snow White, and what's the fourth? Bambi. Did I say Bambi?
Yeah.
No, you didn't say Bambi before, yeah.
Okay, those four. And then Fantasia happened, which is, I fell asleep while watching it like 3 times. Anyway, their mindset was very, like, especially Bambi, was just their way to show off animation.
Yeah,
right? Like,
there really wasn't much of a story in Bambi, is there?
No, there really isn't. So,
nope.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty carries on that, and that's kind of a problem. Now, it has much more than Bambi and stuff like that, and the only reason I really like Sleeping Beauty is because the ending is awesome, with Prince Philip fighting Maleficent. But it's just, there's so much more going on, and there's a thematic thing going on where Sleeping Beauty is just fairy tales.
I love how the movie begins with everything you thought you knew about Sleeping Beauty was completely wrong. I really like that. And I love the plot. I think the screenplay is horrible. I think the design, like the visual effect design, is really uninspired. But damn, that plot is so good. It almost makes me forgive all the other crap. But it's just again a very muddled, very kind of mixed bag.
I disagree. Look, here's pretty much what it came down to. I feel they took Maleficent as a character, they expanded her, but not in a way that I liked, and not in a way that I felt really was interesting. They took the villain, and they played where she's actually kind of a sweetheart with a heart of gold, sort of thing, and it wasn't interesting to me at all.
They played hey, maybe, like, pure evil is a stupid idea and doesn't exist, and maybe we create a character that was hurt and got retribution.
The Joker is pure evil, and that's a stupid idea. So we should just.
I like that my argument was, like, real world evil doesn't exist, and you bring in the Joker
because that's a good example counter of a pure evil villain that works perfectly.
Yeah,
because there's a philosophy behind his pure evil.
Book.
There's The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight?
They humanized a comic book movie. They humanized Maleficent.
Yeah, not in a way that I found interesting. I did not find that an interesting development at all. I felt that one of the interesting parts of Maleficent was that she was pure evil. And I felt that they found a way
interesting.
It can be interesting.
Yeah,
Marvel doesn't
having
get
a character
that.
that's just evil for the sake of being evil it can be interesting.
Yes, that's the problem with Marvel movies. Marvel doesn't get that. They're like, okay, who's our villain? Some guy that wants to end the universe?
Well,
brilliant.
That's because they don't add an interesting
hey, what should our
philosophy.
villain be? How about some evil alien guy who wants to end the Earth? Oh, great, and they write Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's because there's no interesting philosophy to why they're evil. It's because, this guy did something to me and that makes me pissed off. If you bring up someone like Joker, who is an incredibly interesting and incredibly successful pure evil
but
backstory,
that has nothing to do with motive. No, Joker doesn't have a backstory.
What are you talking about?
That's the point of the Joker.
There's a very slim backstory, which allows you to expand upon the character.
You're not talking about the story that he tells, right? You're not talking about that.
I'm talking about the actual... Okay, if you're going... Again, the Dark Knight and the Joker in comic books are two very different things. But essentially, the only thing we get about the Joker is that he fell into a vat of toxic waste, thus his face gets malformed, and he just pretty much...
That doesn't make him interesting.
I never said that makes him interesting. I said the philosophy behind why he's pure evil makes him interesting.
The philosophy
your argument makes no sense because
you're
drawing different backstories and different contexts from two different films and two different iterations of the character. Larry, your whole thing about the Joker is meaningless. You just stay on track and talk about the movie, not about the freaking other movie.
Sean wants me to keep talking. Sean and me are just talking about this philosophy. He wanted to know why I liked it. He wanted to know why I felt it. All right? And
I think that pure evil is really boring.
I don't.
Because it doesn't exist.
I think it can do oh, right. Doesn't exist. I disagree with that also.
Oh, boy. Okay. Let's stop. Well, we should continue this conversation another time.
And that's really the half. It's not even just that with Maleficent. I also found a lot of plot holes. I felt that...
Okay, moving on to June 6, 2014, with two movies that came out.
Let's just not let me finish my opinion.
Yeah, let's not.
Good, yes, we should.
So, let's talk about a good movie. Let's talk about Edge of Tomorrow real quick.
I saw that 2 nights ago.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I was at the campus theater. Well, obviously I'd seen it before. We did a review, but I went with my roommates to the campus theater, and it is really, really good.
Yeah, it's really freaking good. Like, seriously.
Except the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ending is poor. Ending's very poor, but everything else is pretty much awesome.
But yeah, it's great.
How can it not bother you? It reeks of studio saying the audience needs a happy ending.
Did you guys okay? On a different note, did you guys hear about what they're doing with like the marketing of the home media
Live, Die, Repeat, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like Live, Die, Repeat. I like that title, but I wish you gotta have to stick with Edge of Tomorrow because that's
what?
That's kind of the name of the movie is Edge of Tomorrow.
I was not informed. What did they do?
Oh, basically they've just been putting Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow as like on the Blu-ray and on the digital release, and yeah. That sounds
pretty stupid.
Yeah, and especially when the original title was All You Need Is Kill, which is a really cool title that doesn't really mean anything, but yeah, still.
But that's not marketable at all.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the story.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they kill a bunch of aliens and stuff, but that's not like, I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I guess they do in the movie is kill, because...
Yeah. And get killed.
Yeah,
that's not a spoiler.
And get killed.
That's not a spoiler.
And again.
They get killed all the time.
And again.
Okay, so now can we mention Fault in Our Stars because none of us saw it.
Actually, I saw it the other week.
Oh,
it was good. Very, very, very plain and very kind of, and you could argue dull, but yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it.
It was.
I don't care.
Yeah, really. Why do we need to vent about it? It's it's not.
No, I didn't say vent. It's just it was a cultural thing. Like a lot of people saw it.
Oh yeah, a lot of people saw it. Okay. Don't mean to keep bringing this up, but this is a way I've been watching some movies I missed. I screened at my movie club, and damn, people were crying all over the place. Like, shit. I was like...
Yeah, people were crying at the trailer, apparently.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is, the big plot thing that happens, I actually kind of like what it does. Do you guys want to know what happens, or...?
He dies.
Yeah. And what I kind of like is the fact that the trailers and also the first half of the movie is so, like, hell-bent on making him, how quirky and charming and everything, right? And then, like, it actually, instead of just, like, keeping him that way, it actually completely breaks him. And I really like that. I really do like how it just basically deconstructs that character's psychology instead of always just being, like, the really fucking obnoxiously quirky and charming guy that he is at the beginning.
I think I'm like the only person that knew he was going to die by watching the trailer. Like, I didn't even have to read the books.
Really? I thought it would be her that would die.
Like, I thought that last shot where she says, like, okay, when she's on the hill, like, that's totally something where, like, she's imagining the guy saying something.
Yeah, no, he's quite dead.
He's quite quirky and charming, isn't he, Sean? So quirky.
Now, quirky and charming.
I think, it's good. It's a good movie. Nothing I write home about, but it was good.
Okay, so can we move on to June 13th? Because I really want to talk about something.
Yeah, we got two big movies that came out.
But I did not see How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Me neither.
Well then.
Yeah, I guess
I'm gonna see it at some point.
Want it.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't. It didn't do as well as they were expecting.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know, and it looked good.
It got very. It was very
maybe
positive
because 22 Jump Street.
Are we seeing the rise of the R-rated comedy beating out like family movies? Like we saw that again with Amazing Spider-Man 2 versus Neighbors. Neighbors destroyed Amazing Spider-Man 2 the second week that ASM 2 was out. Like that's pretty impressive.
Maybe. I mean, that's a good segue to. I can't decide if it's my favorite movie of the summer or if it was Days of Future Past, but 22 Jump Street, love it.
Yeah,
so much.
Funny story. That was also like the first. Like this is also one of like the few times that you see a star in two of the same star in two of the big movies coming out that week, with Jonah Hill being in both How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 22 Jump Street. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Wait, he's in How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, he's in How to Train Your Dragon 2.
He plays one of those side Viking characters.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't count. Anyway, 22 Jump Street.
Good.
It's a sequel about sequels, and it's better than the first.
I'd say it sounds better than the first.
I would definitely say it's better. It's a lot
smarter
than the first.
It's not as well made as the first, but it's funnier.
Well, it's funnier, and it thematically works so much better. So much in 21 Jump Street is totally unattached. Like, the idea of a reboot kind of about a reboot is, I think, what they were going for with 21. You know, kind of like the revival of this undercover thing with the revival movie. Like, and that was clever. They did a lot with it. I really like 21 Jump Street. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to insult it a bunch. I really like the movie. It's just 22 was way stronger thematically, and it was funnier, and it moved better, and I just think it was
everything Sean just said is me. So
I love both. I mean, I really, 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 really do like 22 Jump Street, but I just for the first. I don't know.
Okay.
Before we move on, can I just say that there's a movie that came out that same week called Witching and Bitching, and I find that hilarious. I just wanted to point that out.
Where is that?
Witching and Bitching.
I just found that hilarious, and I think we should just keep it at that.
Yeah, let's just move on. So there's not much that came out up until June 27th.
Yeah. Jersey Boys, Think Like a Man 2.
Think Like a Man TOO, by the way. Not.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
That's really fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Really stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's just really fucking stupid.
And we get to talk about the second place favorite movie of the summer. June 27th. Transformers, Age of Extinction.
Which was a movie.
Oh my god. Actually, now I can say this. Pretty much, well, no, that's not fair. Okay. Walking out of the theater, first time seeing it, I was so happy. Happier than even a movie like I consider infinitely better seeing that. Like Edge of Tomorrow, infinitely better movie. It's not even funny. But I was happier coming out of Age of Extinction because it is so entertaining. Every single step was to make it more itself. It was so itself.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just revels in the fact that everybody's going to hate on it anyway, no matter what it does. So just decide, hey, why don't we just do whatever the hell we want?
Yeah, it just looks like, hey, I'm Transformers. I'm the fourth movie. I need to go all out, and I don't need to apologize to nobody because I'm going to make $1 billion. And so they just went all out.
Can we talk about how the original logo for this movie had the Decepticon logo when the Decepticons have a very small part in it?
They're not even in it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. Because I'm looking at the logo right now, and I just realized that there are no Decepticons in the movie, pretty much.
I still find it hilarious how this is the only film in the history of us being a group in which there is no score for anybody who saw the film.
I honestly just could not give it a score. It was like, I'm not even like, it's not even, it's so bad it doesn't deserve a score. It's just, I just cannot think of a score for it. I still can't. I'm stumped.
I'm not hating on you for it. I'm just like, I just find it funny. I mean,
it just tries to do its own thing, and by proxy,
I'm telling you, this film must be a real something or other. If you guys couldn't come up with a score,
it's so amazing in what it is.
On the complete other end of the spectrum, you guys both saw one movie, and I saw two other ones that came out on this week. I didn't see Transformers 4 because I had stuff to do. But I did see Snowpiercer. Max did also. Yeah. We like it. We both really like it.
It's really good.
I think it's probably one of the most. I think it's very clever. I find it to be a very clever sci-fi film and probably one of the more interesting ones.
We're talking Snowpiercer, right?
Yeah, Snowpiercer.
Yeah, Snowpiercer.
Okay, I didn't see it, but 1 second, I would like to bring in a very special guest who did see it. Just give me 1 second. 1 second.
Oh wow! What is going on?
What are you doing? What is our co-host doing? What is it? What?
Can you come say what you thought of Snowpiercer?
Oh God, did he hate it? This is gonna be so awkward. Did he hate it?
Snowpiercer, probably by far one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's utterly retarded. Peace out.
That was totally necessary.
All right. Glad that.
Yeah, it wasn't really anything like that, but it's okay.
That was our guest reviewer, I guess.
Yeah,
so anyway,
see it for yourself, Sean, because I don't know where that guy's coming from. In that it's one of the worst movies you've ever seen.
Yeah, there's not much to. I mean, I personally didn't find much to hate. I know Max has his own complaints about the films thematically. But I just think there's so many interesting elements to this film. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. One of the more suspenseful ones I've seen this year. Max, anything else?
And I screened it a bunch. All I know is that there's a polar bear at the end, and then it cuts to black, and that's when I turn up the lights. That's it.
Really? Well,
yeah, that's all I know about the movie.
Well, that is something that happens in the movie. There is polar bear, and he is...
There is polar bear.
Yeah. It was really, really good. I wonder why your roommate doesn't like it.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand.
He was very strong about it.
There are things not to like, but I don't see how it's like so bad. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I mean, come on.
I don't know.
See Muppets Most Wanted?
But...
Anyway, moving on. Let's see.
Hold on, one more. I saw Begin Again also. I know neither of you saw that. I found it to be very quirky and charming. Not in the bad way, like Sean thinks about Fault in Our Stars.
Larry, go watch Once.
Once? Isn't that the musical? It was a movie first, right? Or
yes,
is it a movie later?
And it's awesome, and it's by the same director as Begin Again.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's
all
awesome.
right, I'll check it out. I didn't think Begin Again was anything special, but it was.
Oh, but Once is. Oh, Once is so special.
Oh, is it?
That's the one where they sing that song Gold, and it's a good song.
Begin Again's fun. I had like 7th grade. It was good.
Okay,
it was fun.
Okay, moving on, let's see. July 2nd, nothing. Earth Echo came out. I wanted to see that. Never got the chance to. July 4th, Life Itself came out. Larry, you saw Life Itself.
Yep, I did.
Really good?
It was awesome. Yeah, very interesting look into the life of my favorite film critic. A lot of interesting stuff you didn't think you'd see. It's I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Moving on. July 11th, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Another one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Oh, so good.
I liked it. Okay. The more I think about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the more I do object to the double climax thing.
I didn't see the double climax personally. I didn't see it.
Me neither.
Okay. Spoiler warning for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. There's a giant battle against the humans with monkeys with AK-47s on horseback attacking. Like, there's your climax. And that worked so well. And then we got this alpha male bro down 1v1. It just didn't need it. I thought it was going to end with they free those loyal to Caesar, and then they're going to take back the Planet of the Apes from Koba in the sequel. Like, okay, that would have been a great ending. But then it just kept going. I'm like, movies, wrap it up. Come on. And that just really puts a damper on it because there's a lot that's good here. A lot. It's a really good movie. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just that ending. And I think it moves a little slow. It moves, I don't know, like the second time watching, I realized it needed to... it felt repetitive almost. Like it was thematically establishing things one too many times here and there. It felt a little like, yeah, okay, we get it, move on. Yeah. I don't know. That was just my take.
I really liked
it.
I disagree. I loved it. I think it's one of like a very, very like it's a very I don't want to say competently made because that implies it wasn't anything special, but I think it was very special. It outdid the predecessor tenfold. And it just
did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Rise, but this was, by the way, we all agree that the name should be switched.
Yeah, Rise was good, but this is like a whole other level. And man, it's just overall just a very like impressive. It's a very good character drama. Character drama. That's it.
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
That's the thing, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
It's very moving.
And mocap was amazing.
Let's just talk about those motherfucking visual effects, man.
This movie is so impressive. It with all this motion capture stuff that goes on with the movie with the apes, I found myself not even twice, 3 times as engaged with the apes as characters, with their sign language and their visual, just their visual interactions, as opposed to the humans, which are fine, but they're nowhere near as interesting.
That's one of my biggest problems is the humans are kind of bland. Like I said in the review, they're not specific. They're just kind of, here's how people react post-apocalypse. It felt it wasn't specific.
They felt very standardized, you're saying.
Sure. Yeah, that's another way. Standardized. Again, not bad. There's nothing in this movie that's bad. Like, again, it's a really good movie. That was another complaint I had.
But yeah.
I came across as so negative. I'm sorry, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. You were really good. I really liked you.
I love Dawn. Oh, so
I'm
suspenseful in the game.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it again when it comes out on Blu-ray soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk Boyhood, because I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see Boyhood either. I really wanted to. I still really want to. Apparently, the main character is born, like, around the same time that I'm born, so I have to see it.
Do you?
All of us are...
Like, no. I mean, like, he is our age by now. Like, literally, this is about a kid who... This is about, like, a kid who grows up with the same stuff that we did. I've heard, like, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon, and all this stuff.
Well,
like,
I didn't grow up with either of those.
Not even with Pokemon?
No, well, kinda. I had Pokemon Gold on Game Boy Color and played it a bunch.
Well, yeah, like, just basically, like, I find that very fascinating. Like, looking at a millennial and not, like, being cynical about it. You guys notice that? How so many characters that are, like, would most likely be millennials are, like, just assholes? Or something like that? Like, seriously.
Aren't we?
Well, I mean, mostly, but not all of us. Hashtag not all millennials.
I was right about to say that. Hashtag not all millennials.
Yeah, I really want to see it, though. Apparently it's very long, too. Very, very long.
Yeah, I mean, you're covering 12 years.
And
so.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably going to gobble up a whole lot of Oscars when it comes out.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, it's a pretty impressive experiment, so I'm not really going to object to that, but hopefully it's as good as everybody says. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever. So, and that's where we kind of drifts off into other stuff. Like, perhaps I keep scrolling through. I know Lucy. Sean, you didn't like that.
Oh, can I get a second with Lucy? Oh, man.
Is it that bad?
Just to reiterate, it is, like, okay. I guarantee, like, if I sat down with you two, we watched Lucy, I guarantee at least 10 times throughout the movie, you would look to me like, John, is this a comedy? Like, no.
No, I would no. See, my equivalent would probably be like, what? Or something like that.
Yeah, it is shocking. Like, so many things happen, and I was just like, no, it's not specific things. The entire movie, I was thinking to myself, I can't believe they're taking this seriously. This is serious. Like, I was watching it, unable to believe people were taking it seriously. And what upsets me is looking at IMDb scores. People are like, such a thought-provoking film. No, not at all. People talk about, like, this is how action blockbusters can be really smart, and I say, that is a noob. So much noob. The real blockbuster that's actually really thought out is Inception, and I thought that would make more waves. It didn't really. If Lucy will make waves, whatever.
I think Inception's making a whole lot of it. People still, like, make
Yeah,
jokes.
I guess that's true. You know what? Blockbusters probably have gotten a bit smarter thanks to Inception. But anyway, I hate all the credit it's getting because it does not deserve an ounce of it. Nothing in that movie deserves to be called anything close to smart. Or even clever. Nothing. End of rant. Sorry.
All right.
That came across really negative.
Don't see Lucy. Going on.
Don't see Lucy. Or see Lucy, and then just, I don't know. Just, no.
See, I think the biggest way to put this is that I said that one of my favorite parts about the movie before it came out, like, I think I really liked is how it was named. Like, the name of the character is the same name as the first human. I thought it would be kind of a cool bookend to humanity. And apparently, from what you tell me, Sean, they basically just, like, exploit the shit out of that. I'm like, come on.
No, okay. They mentioned that a few times, and then at the end, she literally meets Lucy. Yeah. So, congratulations, movie. You suck. I can't put it another way. It's terrible and mind-numbingly, like, I'm still in shock to this day.
Now, I'm wondering what you think of The Professional, or I think it's Leon the Professional, which is also directed by Luc Besson. It's basically his take on 90s action movies. It's really really interesting how it's like a real strange parody. But that's Luc Besson for you. He will do weird things. Yes.
To move on to something positive, I want to see Dwayne Johnson's Hercules and like it, but I just never saw it. I want to like that movie because I like The Rock. He seems like a cool guy. So I'm going to give it a chance.
But it's got one of the internet's favorite punching bags, Brett Ratner, as the director.
Oh boy, Brett Ratner. I don't hate him. I think I like Tower Heist. He made that.
I didn't.
I liked it.
Bland.
I thought it was fine.
Bland.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Christmas. That's actually screening at my movie theater right now. It's from the same director as Drinking Buddies, which I think you saw, Larry.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, to be fair, Drinking Buddies kind of succumbs to terrible cliches at the end, but I think it was good. I thought it was a good movie.
That was also on there. It's actually screening at my theater. I might go check it out just because
cool.
It's really very short. It's like 78 minutes, which is really strange for
nice. Perfect. Yeah. Hopefully
let's see.
Again.
Now we've kind of reached the weird period of not really much coming out. Let's see.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing. August.
We're gonna do this thing where we go a little bit in reverse, and we're gonna talk about a movie that came out on August 8th, and then we're gonna end on a movie that came out on August 1st.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's not... I mean, didn't Sean see... Okay, first of all, you gotta go way back in the summer, because you guys saw films that came out later. No.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just move on. We'll end with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what we're hinting at.
Yeah. So
anyway,
why don't we? Yeah, we'll just go on
Turtles.
through August, and then we'll end on the Guardians.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It existed.
Yep. It was. It's
a
movie.
It's not just a movie. It's a weak movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's awful because it didn't make me hate it, but it's just weak overall. Several weak elements in general.
I mean, yeah, I guess nothing really that would let's see, August 15th, The Expendables 3, which you were disappointed by, Sean, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, can I talk about that for a second?
Sure, go for it.
I had a better intro. Like I said in my intro, but this really does just highlight that sometimes movies become what the critics say. Not by critics, I don't mean like professional critics. I mean like people that don't like the movie. Like people that didn't like Expendables 1 and 2, this is what they saw in it. But I looked so hard in Expendables 3 to see the stuff I liked in 1 and 2. It's not there.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know. It's soulless. It's cliche. It's really badly made. It's not interesting. It's not engaging. Just a failure.
Yeah. On that note, did anybody see The Giver?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay
moving on. Let's see.
I'm gonna give it a fair shot.
Yeah, I will too. August 22nd, two movies. Actually, I wanted to just point out: Sin City: A Dame to Kill For, which I saw. It is a movie that the more you think about it, the stupider it gets. Like I want to tell you, you want to talk about Sin City? It's fine. It's a finely stupid movie. Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. It's pretty much if you like Sin City, you like this one. And just the more thought you apply to it, the stupider and just the worse it gets. It's a fun movie to watch, but it's
I don't find Sin City necessarily stupid.
No, it's stupid in that Frank Miller sense because Frank Miller really is just the worst.
Okay, maybe in a Frank Miller, but I think a lot of Sin City actually packs quite a bit of an emotional punch.
That's because Mickey Rourke is awesome. That's why.
Well, I mean, really, the whole cast of that movie is great. But I mean, it's unfortunate that A Dame to Kill For is even stupider.
I looked down at my computer, seeing all the posters.
Well, that's film noir. Okay, you can't help the film noir genre. Yeah.
Fine.
I see that Dame sitting there by the sidewalk.
I was doing it. My friend and I were walking back. One of my close friends and I were walking back in the movie. And I started doing it, and he's like, "That's too like." It was so. I tried to be as stupid as possible, and he thought it was actually kind of accurate. So maybe that says, something about how that movie works. But again, it's not bad. It's just it's stupid in that kind of in the way that it's just kind of your friend that's Sin City Dating to Kill For is like that friend that you have. It's he's a nice guy or whatever. He's a cool person. But they're also just really kind of stupid. They're just one of those guys that you're just they're really awesome to hang out with. But the more thought you apply to the things they say that come out of their mouth, the more you're like, dude, no.
Yeah, I got one of them, Max.
Yeah, I do too. Anyway,
you just stole my joke and repurposed it. That was weak. That was weak.
Also, funny story. When the Game Stands Tall, just want to say that actually that movie is about a high school that is very close to my that I know of. De La Salle. Seriously, I know people that go there. It's pretty cool.
It's Spert's movie.
It's Spert's movie. Spert's movie.
We care so much.
Okay, and did anybody? Is there anything else that you guys saw? Anything else?
I'm scrolling.
Anybody see the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters? Because that's a good one.
I wish I could.
Okay, did you guys hear about The Identical?
Nope.
Okay, I think it's a movie about Elvis, but I think it's also a religious movie.
It's a religious movie about. I'm not joking. Okay, I'm going to throw this out here. Pretty much a clone of Elvis.
What?
Yeah.
What? Wait, is it like a second coming of Elvis or something?
That's a really funny way to put it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let me just bring up the IMDb page because Oh, by the way, we could probably do a podcast about how the subgenre of Christian movies is becoming a genre and how troubling that is. But that's for another time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also what came out in the summers on September 19th, was The Zero Theorem.
Terry Gilliam, you are out to ruin my life, sir.
Yeah. Also, yeah. But anyway, okay, we're going to close. We're going to close on August 1st. Probably I'm going to go ahead and say it's the movie of the summer. I don't know if it's the best movie, but it is the summer's movie. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, which really was just that freaking good.
It was a great movie, barely.
Yeah.
Love it. I've seen it 4 times.
It does go for a lot of cliches, I suppose, but there's nothing in its own cases. There's nothing really wrong with that. It's just that good. It's
See, the way it was kind of like Frozen, where it went for a lot of cliches, but what it went against cliches with made it worth it. The difference being, Guardians doesn't claim to be anti-cliches like Frozen does. That's why Frozen doesn't work.
Okay,
anyway,
that's a fan thing, but sorry. I think the fans mainly made that decision, not the creators. In my opinion, I think there's less of a focus on it from the creators.
But Guardians, yes, does some cliches, but I think it fights back with just brilliant dialogue. Really enjoyable characters. Everything.
It's a great little movie. It's
a lot of. There's a terrible stigma that comes with cliches nowadays, and I think most people have kind of broken off of it. But apparently, if something is cliche, that automatically makes it bad.
I'm not saying. Oh wait, you enjoy it? No, it doesn't mean it's cliche. Listen. Guardians of the Galaxy is a book of cliches, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Captain America: The First Avenger is a whole bunch of cliches. There's nothing wrong with that.
The reason Guardians of the Galaxy works so well is really multifaceted, but it's mainly because it is a box of cliches, but it's a fun movie. It's fun. It's quirky. It's a box of cliches, but what it does so well.
Yeah,
and on so many aspects,
and it's goddamn hilarious. It's so funny.
Yep.
And after seeing it twice, I think legitimately, Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot are visual miracles. I think the fact that they were able to execute them and not make me laugh out loud hysterically based off how they look is just incredible.
I do. Okay. I will say this. Okay, sure. Can I spoil this real quick? Is it okay to spoil?
Are you gonna say, I don't know. I don't think your point really matters that much. I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
I think... Okay, fine, without spoiling anything, I really do think Marvel needs to learn how to kill off a character and leave it dead. As much as I love the specific character that is killed, I really do think it's...
again, that's just followed a comics.
Yeah,
one of my biggest problems with comics
is that what you were thinking I was going to say? Because
It was very close.
What did you think I was going to say?
I don't want to spoil it, because it's involving spoilers.
Oh, and I will say, if there are any criticisms I have, it's that yes, the villain is not that interesting, and the end credits scene is really underwhelming.
Yeah,
it's entirely irrelevant, obviously, but seriously,
I laughed a lot for that scene after seeing it the second time, and personally, as far as the villain is concerned, technically speaking, Sean, you said there were only 2 good villains. Technically, there are 3. And even though Thanos hasn't really gotten that much development, I still think he's a badass villain.
Yeah, I think it was cool too. I just wish he had more of an impact on the story.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten much screen time.
He's a gimmick at this point. He's not a villain yet.
Yeah, he's not a villain yet.
He's just there to make the fanboys go, Thanos!
Yeah, I think it's okay. He also kind of holds an Emperor Palpatine position to Ronan the Accuser's Darth Vader.
And Emperor Palpatine was not an interesting villain in Episode 5.
Yeah, he was interesting in 6,
cool.
So hopefully when Avengers 6 comes out,
Thanos
3 comes out.
Thanos is not on that list. Thanos is not on the list. I got two good.
It was Ronan and who else?
Thanos and then Nebula.
Nebula was good. I like Nebula.
I
Nebula
think
was nothing. Nebula existed.
I think Ronan was fine. I didn't mind the fact that he was just kind of, I need to accuse something. It's it's Ronan the Accuser. I think it kind of plays into his character. He's kind of an idiot. In a little overly powerful. It's kind of like the Starscream complex, where you think you're overly powerful and you just kind of complain about it and stuff like that. I think that kind of adds to his character. I didn't mind him. Everything else about Guardians of the Galaxy overshadows that one flaw completely. So, again, didn't mind it.
It's great. I'm hooked on a feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
This movie's great. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So go see Guardians if you haven't, but apparently everybody in America saw it.
The awesome mix is awesome.
The awesome mix is really good, and so is the score. The score is amazing. Groot Spores. Go look it up. I've plugged it a bajillion times at this point. Groot Spores is one of the most audibly impressive moments in the entire MCU. Just when you see Groot and you see those spores coming out, it's it sends chills. Yeah.
I go with that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, and that wraps it up. We would talk about movies coming out in fall, but there are none outside of Gone Girl, which I am really freaking excited. You guys excited for that?
Yeah.
David Fincher, man.
Hell yes. Oh my god. I completely forgot that Gone Girl is coming out on the 3rd, which makes the release day of both Smash Brothers and Gone Girl meaning one of my favorite days of all time. Anyway, so we're gonna end it now because we are almost to an hour. An hour of talking about movies that we already have talked about. Isn't that wonderful?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yay.
But yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a bit scatterbrained. I was a bit loopy today for whatever reason, but it's all good. Hopefully somebody more competent than me will host it next week. Right, guys?
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, wow. Did you literally just slap me in the face?
Not literally. Not literally.
Not literally, because we're not right next to each other. Or are we?
Are we?
The big twist.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should wrap this up.
Yep. All right, guys. This has been fun. We'll see you guys next week as the great Rule Thirds autumn hiatus continues. My name is Max.
My name is Sean.
And my name.
I was going to say it that way.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing. My name is Larry.
All right.
I like it. Sharon, Larry, and you don't have Max. You need to think of a funny way to do it.
Makes.
What?
Makes.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
All right, guys.
There's our.
You'll hear us later.
Bye.
See you.
Damn, I was right about to do the C. Okay. Stop being a cliche, Max.
Cliches.
Stop being a cliche.
There ain't nothing wrong with being cliche.
I'm high on believing.